Ian, a 2-0 win in our final friendly here at Bayview. What's your overall summary of the 90?
Yeah, another really good workout for us today, and another really hard game. It was a tough game to handle in terms of it was really crowded in the middle of the park in the first half in particular, and East Fife were sitting off the ball, which is always difficult, but they kept their shape really well. They've built a really good squad for the forthcoming season, but eventually we got our rewards, and if we're being pernickety about our things, our finishing could have been better again and could have scored more.
Yeah. I mean, standouts all over the pitch, and what you as a manager, I'm sure, are happy to see, but Jamie Gullen's goal, the highlight, and a good hard-working performance front to back.
Yeah, I think it was a steady performance. There was no real scares. Kevin's had a fairly quiet afternoon, but dealt with what he had to do well. I felt Hammer gave us a little bit of energy when he came on, really hungry, as you expect, coming off the bench. I thought Lewis Vaughan was outstanding in his work rate. His movement to win the penalty was excellent. Not a lot of players do that. So delighted to see Lewis now coming up to speed, and he's going to be a big player.
A key addition to the squad, and you talked about it through the week, was Jack Hamilton. He got a good amount of minutes under his belt, but you could tell that he's got a wee bit to go in terms of his preparation. Yeah,
I think you could tell that Jack wasn't quite up to speed yet, or certainly not with the rest of the boys, but that's fine. We knew that. We had to try and start him today to get him into the routine of the warm-up and mentally ready for games. It was always a toss of a coin, do you start him or bring him on? I just felt it was more beneficial for everybody if Jack started the game today, and it also gave Hammer a little bit of a rest because it's been a tough 3 or 4 weeks.
And across the midfield, with the absence of Scott Brown, Ross Matthews and Ethan Ross, it was down to the likes of Josh Mullen to step up, and Sam Stanton also had an outstanding game, I thought.
Yes, I've said it along, Sam's a quality player, one of the best players in this league in my opinion. He glides through games, and he's such a clever, intelligent player, and I think we saw both sides of it today. We saw his defensive capabilities, and then when we moved him forward into number 10, we saw him running at players, and he's a lot quicker than people realise. Once Sam gets those legs open, then he's hard to catch, but he's also really intelligent with the ball.
Yeah. And building up, I mean, we're going to speak to you probably the Thursday before the Dunfermline game, but building up to that, and we ask it all the time, any further movement on squad building and additions?
Not really. We're still waiting on a couple of things. We're hopeful. We've been hopeful now for 7 to 10 days on one of them, but it's going to come ahead hopefully in the next 2 or 3 days. Either way, we'll have a couple of boys back from injury. I expect Dylan Corr and Ross Millen to be back in the squad for next weekend, barring any setbacks, and look forward to welcoming them back and making us a wee bit tougher. Really looking forward to next week now. The talking's over in terms of pre-season. We're now moving into a really tough competition, and when you throw in the added spice of a local derby to start you off, then it makes it even tougher, but that's what we're in the game for. That's what we love it for, and we look forward to it now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it more on Thursday, but with the build-up, it's important to stay focused and not get carried away with the momentum of the occasion and the live TV and the derby aspect.
Yeah, I think it's one thing we have to remember. We treat each game as it comes, and individually, you can get carried away too early, or you can get down in the dumps too early, but we want to try and stay a bit balanced and make sure we're a bit more consistent. Regardless of what happens next Saturday, win or lose, it's not going to shape our season. It gives us a platform next week. That's all it will do. If we're on the fortunate way of winning the game, then we move to the next one straight away. We can't look back.
Sounds good. Smashing. Thanks. Well done.
Thank you.